Alright, I'm Kinsley. We're going to be doing a haircut on Alyssa today. With this haircut, basically we're trimming up what she already has. She's not really longness back here, so we're going to be taking this up quite a bit. Length on the sides are pretty good, but another thing she's not liking is how long her bangs are. So we're going to be taking those up quite a bit. We're going to be doing them more squared compared to rounded. And at the end, we're going to do a lot of texturizing and take a lot of this bulk out. She's got a lot of hair. So we're going to start with the back. Then just pause it. Going to this bottom section is she doesn't want to take it up to her hairline. She still wants to see a lot of that wispiness, but I still want to take it in nice and tight. So what I'm going to be doing is taking small to take the way out. Take it in, because that's creating, still having that longness, but taking in that weight at the same time. I'm doing a traveling guide all the way through, so you can see you're still leaving this longness right there. You can already see that weight taking out. And I'm going to continue on the other side. So same thing, following the guide with this. So my guide is right, see that? And that's where I want to stop. And I want it to hug her head, so I want it to be nice and tight. So I'm going to take this in, same way I did the previous sections. There's my guide there, and there's my guide there. And this is a good way, especially with her hair texture and her hair type. I don't have to go back as much to texturize, because I'm already taking a lot of this weight out by just sliding down. You can pause it. So what we're going to be doing with the sides, I'm liking the length. We're going to trim it up a little bit. At the same time, it needs a little bit layered up, so it's got to take a little of that bulk out. I'm going to be taking it in vertically compared to horizontally, so it takes the weight out. So if I'm bringing it up like this, it's not going to take as much weight out as if I'm taking it horizontally. So I'm going to start with this side. And I want to leave a lot of this length. So I'm actually, instead of taking it completely out vertical, I'm going to be bringing it up more. And I'm just going to be taking those corners off. And this is still going to be able to keep that length here, at the same time holding it in like that. So we're going to follow this all the way through. And the reason why I sectioned it off, I brought it up a little bit farther compared to where head shape changes, so we'll hug a little bit more. same thing on this other side. And I'm probably going to take a lot of this length off once it's dry, since she's got a lot of this wave in there, and I'm going to want to smooth it out. So we're going to start on the other side. So the last portion of this, we're going to be trimming just a little bit off the top. After that, we're going to be drying, smoothing out, and I'm going to do a lot of finishing. So we'll start with small sections on the top, following our previous guide back here. And I think the length on top isn't bad, it's just a lot of that bulk that she needs to get rid of. So I'm going to be kind of over-directing a lot of this back, so she still keeps a lot of this length. And I'm going to be following this with the round of her head to create that round shape of the cut. And the reason I'm not bringing it completely up there, so we're going to do all that once it dries. And once I start getting closer after this section, once I start getting once I get farther down on here, when her head starts changing right here, I'm going to start over-directing these sections up here to keep some of that length. And I don't really need to take much off because it's already right here. So. Cool. And then I'm going to be doing the same thing on the other side. So. Alright. Well, this is all dried, smoothed out, and we're going to start with the bangs first. What I like to do is I always start with shortest. When it's wet, when it's dry, it doesn't matter. Start with the bangs. We're going to do them a little more, well, actually last time we didn't. We're going to do them a little more squared compared to doing them rounded. So what I will do to get them that nice squared look, always use your comb. If you want to use them, if you want to do them more rounded, I always follow the shape of my finger. So we're going to use my comb today. Alyssa likes them nice and textured, so we're going to get the basic shape in there and go back and soften them up quite a bit. Softening these up for her. And I'm going to take a little bit of this corner off right in there, so it's going to be nice and layered in there. And that's how it's going to get nice and wispy.